What's up guys, it's the FPL Scotsman here and welcome back to another FPL video. And today I will be doing my Gaming 20-23 watch list. I will try and make this video relatively short, around 10 to 15 minutes long. I've got quite a lot of players, but I'm not going to go through everybody. I'm just going to go through a few main ones, because I don't want this video to run on for too long. But before we get into this video, make sure to check out my Game Week 19 review and my Game Week 20 preview to see how I'm getting on in FPL, and also follow my Twitter at FPL Scotsman for live team selection and any injuries or updates. I'll be posting my views on them on there as well. So before I get into each position in my watch list, first of all, there are a few players in my team that are not on this watch list because, well, I wouldn't put players in my team on my watch list because that wouldn't make any sense. So there's about 6 players in my team that I would have on my watch list if I didn't own them, and those players are Martinez, Cancelo, Diaz, Grealish, Bamford, Antonio, and those are my 6 players that are in my team right now that would be on my watch list otherwise. So that's just something to keep in mind. So first of all, we're going to look at goalkeepers and defenders. And again, as I said before, I'm not going to go through everybody in detail, but I'm going to roughly go through the main ones anyway. I think goalkeeper, first of all, unless you're wildcarding or you're free hitting, don't change your goalkeeper unless he's injured or not playing or whatever, because it's not really worth wasting the transfer to do that. But if you are wildcarding, these are free to maybe look out for. You know, Pope doing well against Liverpool, Burnley, you know, two back-to-back clean sheets against Fulham as well, and Liverpool. So Pope's a nice option. Despite the tough fixtures, he'll get you the save points. Mendy's quite good for the Chelsea fixtures coming up with, you know, Burnley, Sheffield United coming up soon as well. I know Chelsea haven't been good defensively, but the fixtures are too good to overlook. And Areola, a nice cheap option at 4.5 million, had an impressive double game week, and he has Brighton and West Brom in his next 2 as well. So those 3 goalkeepers, if you need to make a goalkeeper transfer, those 3 are quite nice ones to go for as well. Defenders, as I said before, with Mendy, Chilwell, good fixtures for clean sheets, and Chilwell is still getting forward and, you know, looking a threat with crosses into the box, so he's a nice one to go for. Same with James Justin, he's got the attacking threat at 5 million as well. Fixtures also look good as well with Leeds and Fulham coming up. Dawson, a nice wee cheap option in the West Ham defence, you know, because, you know, Sufal 4.8, Cresswell and Agbona 5 million, Fabianski 5 million. So 4.5 million, Dawson's a nice way into the West Ham defence, who are keeping a lot of clean sheets right now. Same could be said about my Target in the Villa defence. You know, a lot of the Villa defenders and the goalkeeper are quite expensive. Target's around 4.7 million, so he's another really nice option to break into the Villa defence. Walker Peters mainly there because he might have a double against Leeds in 23, but other than that, unless you're sure the double's going to happen, maybe avoid Southampton defenders because the fixtures, as you can see there, aren't exactly the greatest ever, and I wouldn't be transferring in Southampton defenders at the moment, but I would if there was a double game week. Luke Shaw seems to have nailed the spot in the United team over Telles, seems to be getting forward, and he's the cheapest in the United defence at the moment, who have Sheffield United next, so he'd be someone I keep an eye on. Ajayi is another good option. Got Fulham and Sheffield United in his next 3. And he's mainly there for his goal threat, to be honest. I know West Brom don't keep a lot of clean sheets, but the goal threat and the bonus points are attracting for Ajayi, who's only around 4.5 million. Same can be said about Kenny Tete. Fulham might not keep a lot of clean sheets, but Tete, 4.3 million, you know, he's back from injury, starting to play again, and he's an attacking threat in that fullback position. Loughton, again, another way into the Burnley defence at 4.4 million. Fixtures aren't exactly great, but if I were going for the Burnley defence, I'd probably go for Pope and goal, to be honest, for the save points. Seamus Coleman's more of a punt with the decent fixtures coming up, but Coleman, with Digne injured, should mean he plays. And earlier on the season, Coleman was quite good going forward, so hopefully he can refine that form. Tierney, nice option. I think I'd probably exclude Holden from this list now, to be honest, with Arsenal looking a bit shaky in defence, but I had him in there for a cheap option. But Tierney would be the Arsenal defender I go for if you're going to go for one, because his attacking numbers are really, really nice. and he will get a lot of assists and goals throughout the rest of the season. So, and lastly, on to midfielders and attackers. We'll start with the attackers. Harry Kane, again, he does have Liverpool and Chelsea in his next four, but he also has Brighton and West Brom in his next four as well. And with KDB injured, he's easy to get to. Spurs have been quite good against the big sides this season, so who knows with Harry Kane. He's on penalties as well, so he's a really good option to replace KDB over 2 transfers. Ollie Watkins scored at the weekend. Really good option. His numbers this season are absolutely amazing, so he's a really nice option. Danny Ings back from injury as well. His numbers last season were incredible, so if he stays fit, he probably will find his rhythm again. He was scoring before he got injured. Maybe not right now for an investment, unless, again, that Leeds Southampton game gets made into a double game week in game week 23, but it might not. But Danny Ings is a good option when the fixtures get good. But again, if a double game week happens, I'd love to get Danny Ings in probably, with the money left over from selling KDB if you had KDB. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin lastly, mainly because of that Newcastle and Leeds those Newcastle and Leeds games, they look really, really nice for attackers. And Calvert-Lewin scoring in the FA Cup and back from injury. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, I wouldn't jump on the bandwagon for the Leicester game, but for Newcastle, again, a lot of people are going to have spare funds over for the KDB transfer out, so he's a nice option. And finally, for the midfielders, as we round up the video, Smith Rowe, 4.5 million. He's starting every Premier League game, I think, and he's getting goals and assists. He's a nice option. Fixtures aren't great, but to be honest, at 4.5 million, he's going to be someone on your bench to come on. Raheem Sterling, really nice differential now that KDB's out, and I suspect a lot of people will be going down KDB down to Grealish or KDB down to Maddison or Barnes or Gundogan or Pereira or Saka or players like that. I don't really think a lot of people will go to Sterling for De Bruyne, so I think Sterling's a really nice option these next 3. He probably will start a lot more often that KDB's now injured, so Sterling's a nice differential to go for. Ross Barkley back from injury, he starts every game playing the cam role. Looked the threat against Newcastle, he's a good option going forward. Lookman scored in the double game week as well, and he looks like a really good threat. 5 million as well. One thing I would say about Lookman though is that he did get benched against Spurs, and I think he might. I don't know if he got benched against Chelsea. I'm not sure. So he is a bit of a rotation risk, but so I would watch out about that. Barnes, his numbers are better than Maddison. And he scored and assisted in the double game week, so he's a nice option as well with the good fixtures as I talked about earlier with Justin. Rafinha, again, he's mainly there for the potential of a double game week, and they play Newcastle this week, so I only really bring him in for that, although I would probably say Bamford's a better option than Rafinha right now. Mason Mount starts every game, seems like the only player in that Chelsea team who actually cares right now. He brings energy to the midfield. He is a threat. He scored in the double game week. The fixtures are looking nice. Mount's a nice differential to go with. Same can be said about Bukayo Saka. Good form. Although I would say the fixtures are becoming a bit more harder for Arsenal now. So I'm not sure about Saka. I would probably say, someone like Pereira or Gundogan's a better option. Maddison, same with Barnes, good option, and I'd probably say he said in an interview he's wanting to score more goals. He's getting into those areas. He's looking a good option for the good fixtures. Pereira, 3 goals in the double game week. Fulham, Sheffield United coming up. He looks a good option. Son against Liverpool, we know how good Spurs are in the counter-attack. And again, with those Brighton and West Brom fixtures coming up, Son is a good option if you're transferring KDB out, And if you want to go for a cheaper option, Gundogan's a good one to replace De Bruyne as well. So I tried to keep this video really short. I'm going to come around 10 minutes right now, but if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and follow my Twitter, FPL Scotsman, and I'll see you guys in the next one.